Bonjour à tous, moi c'est Benga Ige et je suis prof de français ici au Nigeria. Hello everyone, my name is Benga Ige and I'm a French educator in Nigeria. Actually, I'm showcasing the promotion and use of French language in Nigeria. And if you missed the video last week, I saw a school, I found a school in Ibadan, your state, an interesting experience that is training Nigerian kids as young as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years to become bilingual before the age of 12. And it came as a surprise to me to see 6-year-old boys and girls already speaking French. And I thought you should see this to be encouraged and to encourage your kids also to learn French. Now today will be a continuation of that showcase, and why not stay with me?
How do you do?
How do you do too?
Okay, means the outside. It means what? Other. It means what?
Other.
Beautiful. Now let's say this example. For example, if you're walking down to the school early in the morning and you realize you forgot your mathematics homework and you turn in the other direction to go back and get your mathematics homework. Are we together?
Yes!
Now,
I think for me, some 6 years ago, when I was thinking about sending my son to a school, I was particular about the kind of school that I want and the kind of skills I want him to have by a certain age. And Franco-African gave me that those metrics in terms of the quality and the outcome I want my son to have in terms of education by age 10 or by age 11. In fact, that was what actually attracted me to Franco. The fact that you do 50% English, 50% French. As someone who works in the international development space, I have lost jobs because I couldn't speak French. And these were high-profile jobs. So they'll come back to me and tell me, you're very, very qualified for this job. However, you can't speak French. So Franco attracted me because of that bilingual metrics that they give in terms of quality and outcomes for my son, who happens to speak good French now, and I'm really so excited about that.
Ok, à ce point, je vais vous inviter à me donner des exemples de mots qui contiennent le son 1 et qu'on commence ici avec toi. Vas-y.
Rentrer.
Rentrer, très bien. Vas-y, oui, vas-y, donne des exemples.
Manger.
Et toi là, un exemple.
Mentir.
Mentir, très bien. Et toi, vas-y, un exemple.
Emploi.
Emploi, très bien. Exceptionnel.
Okay. I came here like 60 years ago, to be precise, because my first daughter started from kindergarten and she's in the university now. I have 3 of them and they all went through the school. The catch is actually knowing that the school is thorough in French. I really love bilingual thing. Because even as a Nigerian, if you can speak Hausa fluently, it takes you a very long way. Not to talk of speaking an international language. So that is the catch. That is what brought me to this school about 16 years ago.
Is organized to promote. Who can answer this? Olympic Games is organized to promote. Hi, welcome.
Olympic Games is organized to promote peace and friendship.
Put your hands together for us.
As a Nigerian parent, how do you feel seeing young Nigerians speaking French even without leaving the shores of Nigeria?
Oh, you don't know how exciting that is. And for you to be able to give your son or your children or your daughter some level of success these days, there are a lot of things they must know. The literacy skill, the language skills, from French to Spanish to Arabic. All right, these are global languages that are spoken. Maybe now German and also Chinese. You know, but then speaking French is a big deal because when you look at the African continent, you have so many countries speaking French. Going outside of that again, you have a lot of countries also speaking French. Then if you want your son to be able to play globally, then French is a very good language for them to learn.
Do you have any final words for every Nigerian parent watching this? Perhaps to encourage them to encourage their kids to learn French or any other foreign language?
Yes, of course. I would ask parents to please invest in a bilingual approach to language for their children. Of course, I know affordability is a big issue. However, there are ways to this. They can do it online, even if they can't come to schools like Franco. However, investment in the child requires that you spend as much as you can. So I would say if you can go for a loan, go for a loan. If you can ensure that you work more harder, work more harder. Franco gives you the best in terms of bilingual education. Yeah.
We presented our students for deaf examination. All of them came out with flying colors, and there was no single failure. Just like this year, all of our students that sat for A1.1, A1, A2, B1, no single failure. All of them came out with flying colors. I know sometimes even for adults to attempt A1.1, talk lots of A1, A2, B1, and these are about 10 years old children. Already with your B1 or A1, you can walk in anywhere in the world. You can use that certificate to obtain jobs at their level. That was what the ambassador of France saw the first time we sat, it was many years ago, when the results came out. And the ambassador saw the result from our school and was asking, what school is this in Nigeria? And they told him about us in Ibadan. So he said, no. Is it true? So he sent the first emissary to come. And they came. And they interacted with our students and all of that. And they went back and told me, yes, it's true. No. He sent the second emissary again. And they came. Now the third time he said he himself was coming to see those students. All of that. And the ambassador came for visit. For us, having the ambassador here is the height of it. I mean, because they are the originator of the language. They are everything. So if we have him, it was a big thing for us to have him around. And he came in, went to all the classes, interacted with the students, talked with them, chatted. I mean, it was a big one. And at the end of it, he came and sat, in my office and said, he's asking and is, when I say advise, the government to give about 20% of the national budget to such a school like this to be established in all the states of the country. So if you have the ambassador of France who validates our work like that, what else are you looking for?
How do they practice outside school? Especially knowing that Nigerian is so if you're watching from outside Nigeria, you should know that Nigeria is an English speaking country. Yes, we have an indigenous languages. When Nigeria, the official language of communication is English language. Now, I would like to ask her, how do they practice French at home? Because it seems as if they practice daily, because the French is so fluent. So, outside school, how do they practice?
Oh, I appreciate you for this question. This is where we are having the beat challenge. When I use the word a beat challenge, like you've observed, like you've seen, they have it, they speak it. But the challenge is when they go back home, parents who don't understand this language, it's difficult to communicate with them. The children will love to because they have it, it's there, it's bubbling in them. But when the barrier of, I'm talking, the recipient is not getting me, he's not understanding. So the feedback is not there. So it is like they are being restricted to the school alone. But once they come to school, their teachers are there, their classmates, their colleagues are there, you see them bubbling in it. But that's just the challenge we are being able to communicate with our parents, with our surroundings outside the school. But then it's not a total barrier because coming here, they get what they need.
And they spend more hours
here than home.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Once again, I just spoke with the head of the Anglophone school. She is the head of the Anglophone school. Like I said, we have two schools in one. Very soon we're going to speak with the head of the Francophone school. So thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
I appreciate.
Alors comme j'ai dit tout à l'heure, il y a ici Franco-African International School. Ici il y a deux écoles ici. Alors on a l'école anglophone et l'école francophone. Alors j'ai l'honneur d'avoir ici la directrice de l'école francophone. Elle s'appelle Madame Sandra Tribunal. Bonjour madame.
Bonjour
En
messieurs.
fait, ça me fait un grand plaisir de vous rencontrer aujourd'hui. Comment vous allez?
Je vais bien, merci.
Alors, ma première question, c'est de savoir en fait, qu'est-ce qui motive les élèves d'apprendre le français?
Alors, ce qui motive les élèves d'abord, premièrement, ce sont les enseignants. Nos enseignants sont les francophones. Et les enseignants sont là pour motiver les élèves à apprendre le français. Et deuxièmement, je dirais que nous faisons le rassemblement chaque matin. Alors, au rassemblement, il y a les thèmes que nous abordons en français. Et pendant que nous abordons le thème, les élèves sont obligés à participer, à pouvoir réagir par rapport au thème. Et ça, c'est ça qui motive beaucoup plus les élèves aussi. Parce que tout le monde va chercher à dire quelque chose, à pouvoir intervenir. Et c'est une sorte de motivation aussi.
Dans l'expression. C'est génial. Hein? Alors, les élèves, ils passent combien d'heures ici à l'école?
Oh, bon, les cours commencent déjà à partir de 8h30, mais avant 8h30, les apprenants sont déjà là ici, bon, pour la reprise des cours, et on finit les cours à partir de 15h. Et oui, à partir de 15h déjà, entre 8h30 à 15h dans l'après-midi, c'est déjà une grande chose pour que les enfants puissent s'amuser entre eux et apprendre.
Well, that's a very good question. I will start. My daughter coordinates the North America. She lives in North America. Coordinates the North American alumni. And one day I happens to be in their meeting. They have a kind of virtual meeting, and I happened to be in the meeting, and I was just listening to them. And when I heard all their experiences, what French has done for them, I mean, I was so marveled. And I didn't even know when tears came out of my eyes to see that this could produce future children like this, who are not just only say their scope is only within the Anglophone, and they could function also in Anglophone and Francophone, in that kind of a thing, and the future of their, economic life, family life, everything could either be French or English. They have bigger size of forum to choose from. And you realize that these students kept saying that they got jobs, just these student jobs and all of that, because they function. Like Canada, for example, we are bilingual. I mean, it's bilingual, right? You cannot be a member of parliament if you don't speak French and English. French and English, they are the two original basic languages that, the official languages that the country, adopted. And so if you're looking for a job and you could speak both, you could function in both easily. So these students just get jobs like anything because they already have the foundation of this stuff. And even in Canada, if you go there, some people like to live in Toronto or other provinces, not like Montreal or Quebec, but I see that live anywhere. Either Quebec, Montreal, or Toronto, or Calgary, Alberta, and all of those places, because they're already they're developed. They know it.
All right, so I am with Mrs. Balogun Funke Florence. She's the school administrator of Franco-African International School in Ibadan here. And Ma, nice to meet you, Ma.
Thank you very much.
Franco-African International School is, I must say, as a French teacher myself, I must say this is unique to me. This is a unique experience to me. To have a school in Nigeria, an English-speaking country, and have students speak English and so fluently. Ma, I would like to ask, what is unique about this school?
Okay, thank you very much. Franco-African International School is a different school entirely. Yeah, we teach both French and English in 50-50 presentation. In French school, we have all subjects taught like we have them taught also in the Anglo school.
Okay.
So for the French school, they have mathematics, which is called mathematique. In French language, we have grammar. In Anglo school, they also have the language arts, which represents the grammar. So our subjects in the French school are taught as well in the Anglo school.
À la maison, mais le système de l'école les amène à beaucoup s'exprimer à l'école. Et l'expression se fait entre professeurs et élèves et entre apprenants. Donc pendant la récréation, ils s'amusent à beaucoup parler le français.
Yes, learning a foreign language opens several doors of opportunities, but did you also know that learning a foreign language such as French could develop your social and cognitive abilities? Perhaps you even wish to learn more foreign languages such as Spanish and Portuguese, because these languages are similar. They are called Romance languages. When you learn French, it's easy for you to learn Spanish, easy for you to learn Italian, and easy for you to learn Portuguese. So if you plan to to trade with our neighboring countries, you plan to work for the United Nations, you plan to work for ECOWAS, you plan to do business with the African Union, as a Nigerian, I think the first point of the part is French language. My name is Benga, and you can reach me on the number showing on your screen right now. Merci beaucoup d'avoir suivi ce documentaire et on se retrouve à très bientôt.